You know, if you had come in here with leftovers from the second best restaurant in Canada, I would have asked you to leave.
But
But-
yeah, I would never consider that.
No,
You're,
no, I don't think you understand. This is K-Rock. I'm just so thankful you're here. This is wild. Okay, you're going to commence cooking. I'm going to play a song. We'll turn it up loud in the studio and drive everybody else crazy. Is that cool?
yeah, for sure. Let me see if I
Alright.
can just take us into this. There's no visual on this, is there?
No, well, there will be eventually on
All right,
K-Rock.
here we go.
He's juggling eggs to Fleetwood Mac. This is Dreams on K-Rock. 89.3 K-Rock, Brian Adams, summer of '69. We're playing great Canadian music. The great Canadian is in the studio, even though he lives in California. We still claim you as our own, Bob.
I
Blumer.
still claim Canada's my own.
So you should. Absolutely. Thanks for coming in, man.
Yeah, no problem.
The-
Nice to be able to make breakfast for the entire crew here.
Yeah. Well, you know, I get first pick because I am on the air right now. Thank God it's not after 10. Let me. I got to do like an introduction because it's sort of my job.
Go for it.
Yeah. Okay. For a proud, raised and born Canadian, he is a California now gastronaut,
Oh, yeah, I
artist.
just bring that up again, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I know. Well, we just bring you back. We may or may not take your passport. You don't know. 7-time Guinness World Record holder. Bob Blumer is the creator and host of the television series The Surreal Gourmet, Glutton for Punishment. He's the host of the world's weirdest restaurants, which I want to talk about. He is known for transforming ordinary ingredients into wow-inspiring dishes, which he's doing in the K-Rock studio right now. He is the
This has
author.
never smelled so good.
You better believe it. Man, he's the author of 5 acclaimed cookbooks. As the co-author of the best-selling Pizza on the Grill, just released in its 2nd edition, by the way. Get Pizza on the Grill and learn how to cook pizza.
Oh, all my books are downtown, by the way, in the bookstore. I just realized that.
Oh, in Wolfville.
Yeah.
Good deal. Nice. They got it going on. You can find him on Instagram and I believe on Twitter at Bob Blumer. Right on there, because I tagged you this morning. Is this your first trip to the Annapolis Valley?
No, I was here 2 years ago, and then also, I was here 2 years ago for Devour, the film
Right,
festival.
yes.
But when I was shooting Glutton for Punishment, I was in Windsor, and I was one of the people in the pumpkin competition. I carved a 400-pound pumpkin, climbed inside, and paddled it a kilometer across the lake, only to be beaten by Leo Swimmer, I believe was his name, who was 65 at the time, and winning his 5th race in a row.
Yeah, Leo might be badass.
I gotta go get a lesson from that guy.
It sounds like it. Okay, for those just joining us, you're here for Devour the Food Film Festival, devourfest.com. Check them out online. There's events that we're going to talk about. You're cooking basically an omelet or scrambled eggs with leftovers from...
Yeah, but not just any leftovers.
No.
These are Jeremy Charles leftovers. So Jeremy Charles runs a restaurant in St. John's called Raymond's, and by many people's standards, it is the best restaurant in Canada. I think En Route magazine anointed that as such a couple of years ago. Regardless of, there's no best, but it's right up there with as good as it gets. And last night he was one of 4 chefs at a multi-chef dinner that Devour was holding. And when I was asked to cook breakfast for you last night, I thought, well, I could make this job really easy. And I ran into the kitchen right after the dinner and I got some wild mushrooms that I believe Jeremy personally foraged, some braised pork that he's probably been braising for several days, some cave-aged Comté cheese, and a couple other ingredients. And so I'm throwing these all together in a pan right here.
Good sound effect.
And we're gonna whip up some scrambled eggs for you.
You're probably not. You're probably using margarine or some substitute, are you? That's not real butter, is it? He asked knowingly.
No, of course it's real butter. There's lots of it in there.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's butter you hear splattering on a $4,000 microphone there, K-Rockers. And I hope our engineer is listening. He's doing the slow run down the no. All right, breakfast continues, questions continues. We have some questions from K-Rockers. We'll get to that in a little bit. Bob Blumer is in studio. We're talking Devour the Food Film Festival. More in a little bit. That's fun.
Delicious. Yeah.
Yeah. You really don't even have to ask, do you? You just hand me cheese. This is where you say 89.3 K-Rock. Do my job for me?
Oh, for sure.
Okay. So.
We're back on 89.3 K-Rock.
Thank you. That was good. You're hired.
And we're cooking with Bob Blumer. We can't believe he is here in the studio, straight from Devour, the most amazing all-food film festival right here in your own hometown of Wolfville.
Well said, Darrin. And I will just say this. The genius of cooking is finding the right ingredients, because finding the right ingredients, they do the work for you.
That's right. Wow. That's very intuitive.
Thank you.
Hey, I want to say one thing about Devour, and that is that it runs through until Sunday, and there's all sorts of great food films. There's all sorts of seminars and great stuff that tickets are still available for most of the stuff. Some stuff's sold out, but it's a really great opportunity, and you have people from all over the world, filmmakers and all that, coming to show their food films and give seminars, and then fabulous chefs like Jeremy Charles, who made the dinner that I made the leftover eggs for you from.
Yes.
And in fact, they're ready.
Oh, are they ready? Okay, you start serving up. I will talk about the Devour Chowder Smackdown. That's happening at Wolfville Farmers Market Building today, 4:30 till 7:30. There is 10 or 12 contestants in the chowder. Do you know offhand? At least 10.
Yeah, there's definitely.
There's at least 10. They're going to compete with their chowders. For $5, you get a ticket, and you get to sample all the chowders. Bob Blumer will judge said chowders, among others. And
I don't judge. I don't judge. Everything's fabulous.
You have to judge this one.
Oh, okay.
You have to. So that's happening today. There's also the dinner at Troy. Should I talk about that, or is that sold out? Do we know yet? Sold out? So you don't want to go there, because that's just going to be busy.
Boss Randy will be there.
Boss Randy will be there, because he got his tickets
How did he
ahead
get
of
a
time.
ticket?
He knows
You don't
people.
want to know.
Can we take a couple of questions from listeners while I shove this in my yapper?
Yeah.
Yeah. Michelle wants to. I just threw it out to listeners saying, "Hey, what would you have me ask Bob Blumer? He's in the studio this morning,
Making you breakfast.
making
yes.
me breakfast, and I thank you for it." Michelle wants to know if you can do a baking show here in the Valley, and then she could be your assistant.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's going to happen, Michelle.
Okay.
He's moving here.
We grant your wish.
I think we've already answered this for Wendy. She wants to know about sneaking into Bill Pullman's parties in Hollywood.
Yeah, well, you don't really have to sneak too hard because they're actually on the street, like at the cul-de-sac.
Okay. Angela Hicks, interestingly enough, my makeup artist. True story. You've done enough TV that you've had pretty girls put makeup all over you.
Absolutely, and I can see her work.
No, she did not visit today.
Oh, she
no,
didn't?
she did not.
Oh,
No, this is the
okay.
radio side of things.
Right.
She just says you're awesome. That's Angela's whole thought. Tina wants to know, oh my God, my wife wanted to know this too. If I don't ask this, I can't go home. It's going to be hard enough to go home after eating your breakfast. Where's your Airstream? Do you still have it?
You know, I do still have it. It's because I created my Airstream long before my television show to help promote a book of mine called Off the Eaten Path, and I thought I would go off the eaten path to promote the book. So I raised $250,000. I bought the shell of the Airstream from the Airstream factory. I built out this kitchen inside it long before there were food trucks, and then went on this crazy rock and roll style 30-city, 30,000 kilometer, 3-month-long tour around North America. And then after that, I pitched the TV show and did the TV show, but I still have the Airstream. It's in California. I'm just taking a bit of a rest right now, but I've been contemplating either putting it in an airport as a kind of, little, some kind of host restaurant. And then just recently, my wife started working at, and I'm still not used to saying that because I just got married last year, but she started working at an automotive museum in Los Angeles.
Oh, fun.
The Peterson Automotive Museum. So I'm thinking that maybe that's a good place for it. So anyways, hopefully we'll find a new home for it soon.
I should be talking and not eating.
Oh, sorry.
This is extraordinary.
Shall I continue?
My God, if you would. But when you hit a mushroom in this, it's just ridiculous.
That was a big, beautiful fungus that probably was foraged, and I sautéed it in butter for a while whilst you were playing Bryan Adams. And when you saute mushrooms in butter, they caramelize, because a lot of people don't realize this, but a lot of vegetables have lots of natural sugar in them. So let's talk about cauliflower, for example. If you eat cauliflower just raw, it's kind of very vegetal, right? Most kids hate it. But if you take cauliflower, break it into like golf ball sized florets, toss it with some olive oil and some salt, and put it in the oven for an hour, it browns. And the browning that's the natural sugars in the cauliflower that are caramelizing. lots of vegetables have natural sugars, as do mushrooms, and so when they brown, they take on this whole new dimension of flavor.
Well, you know, it's funny you say that. I'm sure you know this, but I just discovered this. My stepdaughter made me cauliflower pizza last week with the cauliflower as the crust.
Really?
You mix the ever-loving Jesus out of it in like a blender, and then you squeeze out all the water, and that becomes the crust.
That's brilliant.
You down with that?
Yeah.
Oh man, it was good. I can't believe I'm talking food with you because I know nothing. I know absolutely. Bob, that was really good.
Well, see, you know something.
I knew that. I knew that.